Morning guys, this morning we're looking at a little Peugeot Kisbee RS, not much RS about it, road sport, little 50cc 40, again 40s, they seem to be whacking these out now rather than the old 2Ts, so haven't got to mix the oil. This is a little 50cc, this one, first time ever looking at one really, nice and simple. It's in a matte grey colour, I call it matte black, but it's matte grey. It's got the obligatory battle scars down the road. Come with a couple of keys. I'm not sure what top speed is or anything. 4,000. I'm assuming that's in kilometres, so I've got 2,500 miles on this one. Again, it's a little shopping little bit. It's always handy. I do love, the old bucket underneath. It is so handy if you want one just to pop round the shops and so on. Same for your paperwork. This one's got 2 keys. Again, 4 bolts to get it out. It's a 63 plate. Upgrades, same really. Exhaust, put a sports exhaust on there. It's a carburetor model again, so you can upjet it, change the rollers, you get a little bit more out of them, and the air filter. This one is obviously not disc back, it's drum back, disc front. Little lad bought this from new, rode it for the 12,000 miles, then all of a sudden it just stopped. He took it to a garage, they put a new head, piston and all the bits on top, charged him £290. 5 minutes later it broke down again, so he's flogged it to me. And I'm going to have a look at it for the first time, take it apart, see what the garage has or hasn't done, or why it stalled or why it didn't run, and I'll do an attachment to this one. So that's the first look at one anyway. Not the best looking bike, I'm sure it wasn't an awful lot of money, but Peugeot should be a bit more reliable, even though this one's gone wrong. But I'm just assuming if you don't change the oil and do the filters and stuff, they're gonna, and that's what kids have got to remember. You buy a new bike, you've got to service them, got to maintain them, got to give them a bit of love, and they won't go wrong. And if you don't, they do what this one's done. But generally it's not a little bit of a bike. Seating position's nice and easy. It is very, very light, I have to say. With my bad knee, I can move this around quite easy. Only got a size down, but still kick start and electric start. Must have a kick start, on a little bike. It's really handy. Single shock back and it's twin at the front, which means it shouldn't twist too much. So there you go. I'll update. Well, guys, nice and easy. 6 bolts. Get the bucket out, and then we've got the carburetor spark plug down this corner here. Carburetor we'll look at, and obviously the air filter system. Spark plug, a little bit dirty, okay. Remember what I say, guys, always take off the battery, give it a charge. Do it doesn't hurt while working on it. I've got my little jump pack there that I always work on as well. So yeah, spark plug, I'll clean that up and see if I've got spark. Remember, by touching it across here, see if I've got spark. If we've got spark, we can establish that, then move on to the carburetor, make sure we've got petrol and compression test and so on. Oil, but check it hasn't run out of oil, but being back from the garage, doesn't look like someone's had this apart, but we'll have a little investigate and go from there. Well, we had spark, nice and easy, said before. Get this little bit here, and touch it against there and rest it and start her over. You see a spark. If you don't get a good enough spark because it's plated, then put a screwdriver in it and then touch it against the screwdriver, because that's the metal there, it's touching the metal. If you don't want to shock your hand sometimes, which can always happen, get a rubber pair of pliers and then touch it there like that, you should get spark. The good spark is pull it slowly away, and you should see the spark jumping across from the spark plug to screwdriver. I've had someone here with me, I'll be able to show you, but you'll get a good spark that way. But I still got a spark here, and it's a good spark. So I know it's not electrics, so that's one thing I can cross off the list, not electrics. Next, compression, carburetor, carry on that way. Right guys, to get the carburetor off is easy, really is, okay. Undo that screw, and undo that screw, nice and easy. Take off these 2, they go at the front, I'll show you in a second. They're shaped, so you can't get it wrong. Over here, the auto choke, and this is the petrol lead, pipe even. Just pop it up, okay, they tend to leak a tiny bit out anyway. And then you've got this bit, which is the actual accelerator. Undo this nut here all the way to the end, and then what you do is at this side of the carburetor, open it up and it will slot out the back, and then thread it through this little bit here, and it comes out. There's the two shapes I was talking about. Nice and easy. They're shaped so you can't get them wrong when putting it back on again. And then this lead here is the auto choke, and again it fits on just the same way. We're going to get this auto choke off in a minute anyway, and that's fitted there. So really easy to get a carburetor off of this, and putting it back on is very straightforward and simple. What we're checking for obviously is the condition of the carburetor. If the jets are dirty, clean it underneath anyway, which I've done many videos of how to clean these. 4 strokes the same, under the bottom, clean it all out, see. I was going to see if there's petrol coming through, and this is the old way. I've done it before in a video. You take this one off the inlet manifold, that one, get a little bucket, a little pot, anything like that, and then suck through here and petrol will come out. Then you know your vacuum's working. So that's another one to tick off. So then you're going to say you've got electric, you've got petrol, you've got carb. It's got to be something else. But let's clean the carb and see what happens here. Carburetor off, or the belly anyway. It's Phillips 3 screws, and here you've got, take that jet out and that jet. One's the idle, one's the main, and this little float system, take it out. Carburetor cleaner. Never underestimate what cleaning the carburetor can do. I've had many bikes, non-runners, clean the carburetor out, put it all back on again, and away it goes. I'm not going to just do this on this one though. I'm going to look at everything before I start investigating, you know, so it's not just carbon and try it. I'm going to do a lot of things to this morning. But that's the belly of it. Also get the auto choke out and give that a good clean there as well. It's not hard to do. There's the auto choke out. Give it a little wobble around. It's not really a way of testing them, but have a look at the wires. See they're okay. Remember I said about a little bit of pipe. You've just took the float off, so you put it back in here, you blow through and push up and down it, and as long as it stops and starts, you're okay. If you didn't test it and you didn't put it back in right, you're going to put it back and petrol's going to flood it everywhere. It just means taking it off again with that simple bit of pipe blowing through there. I know it's not the best, probably the best hygienic way of doing it, but it works. And that's your choke out. Spray it up, and like I say, the carburetor's all been serviced. Right guys, this is the inlet pipe that is for the vacuum, and that's the petrol pipe. So get yourself a little pot. This is a bit of petrol already. Put that pipe in the pot and suck through that pipe. Okay, as long as petrol comes out, you know your vacuum's working, and you need that to prime the carburetor anyway. Let's put that back up there. Go away, chicken. Put the pipe back in here. Suck through this pipe, which is the air one. Once you can feel it's full, then put it back on the inlet manifold, and that's how to prime your carb. So when you're turning over, you know you're not just wasting time doing that. Right, it's all back together again. I've primed it by sucking through petrol there and putting it back on there. It's all back together again. You have got this top part here, which is like a vacuum for the top of it, but I'm going to put the spark plug back in, turn it over, and if I've got a wet plug, I'm happy. Don't like taking these off. You can split the little tiny diaphragm that's in there. If you've got a wet plug even, then we know it's working. So I'll check the air filter and clean that next. Air filter, really easy. Normal 6 little screws there. 2 little clips hold this bit in, and to be honest with you, that's lovely and clean. So I'm just going to actually put this back. You're forgetting if it was a 2T it'd be filthy full of oil, but being 4T it's fine. Yeah, and that's that. Can say the air filter's looked at, carburetor's looked at, spark plug's clean. Compression test next. Well guys, it wasn't hard to find out what was wrong with this. Loosen the clutch off so the belt's loose, and this turns round, and watch, and lock. It should never do that. Come round the other way, and lock. Watch this. You can see me doing that, guys, but that is moving the whole bottom end. That means that this is a complete engine rebuild, and the word "fuck it" is today's word. So engine out, complete rebuild, shabby work from the garage. If that's been done, I'm beginning to look over. Can you see that? You can hear it, can't you? That's the whole crank gone, mate. Whole crank is gone. So new crank, engine rebuild, and then I get back on the road. I will do that on another video. I'm not going to rush with this. Don't need to. Very simple. I know what it is now. May even be worth actually just getting another engine for what it's worth. Maybe 100, 150 quid for another engine. It would be probably easier than trying to rebuild it, but I've got nothing else to do, and they're not hard to crank these engines open. Admittedly it's a 4T, not so bad, you know, to get the front off. I've got a couple of 2T engines here already, but it's not designed the same. It's getting this off, and I haven't played with one properly before, so check out my other video. It'll be some time away, where I'm going to take the whole thing apart. It's a good bit of learning. For the money I paid for this bike, it's still worth it in parts. So yeah, it's the only way you learn. You know, £150 for this bike, and what I'm going to gain by taking it apart and rebuilding it up will, for me, be beneficial. So there you go, guys. This one's going to sit for a little while. Sometimes, guys, I feel like I'm Dr. Dolittle. I've got my dog that always watches me, and now I've got my friendly chickens that seem to think this is a nesting place for them. I mean, how many inches away from my work do you want to be? Sun's out, I suppose they're happy. Anyway, as I said, crank's gone, complete engine rebuild. I'll debate what to do, but yeah, I think it'd be a bit of fun taking it apart. And again, the engine getting out of these is not mega hard. Take all the panels off. There's be a main bar here, a few wires here and there, and it will come out. And then I can have a play, get it on the bench. Alright, once I clean my bench. Check out my videos, guys. It's been fun. Stay safe on the road. Bye bye.